Well, how's it going, Kingsman? Welcome back to another NTW3 battle. This is another clan battle with, I was actually quite surprised to see, this is a scenario of Fuentes de Oñoro. This is an actual scenario battle, so the cores are pre-picked, pre-set up, yeah, makes for a very interesting fight. I think I've played this scenario once way back. It was kind of insanely intense. And of course, I noticed the weather's different in the scenario than the actual map when it's played, which kind of threw me off for a second. That was the first clue that it was an actual scenario battle. But we have the GR and Hiller clans fighting here today. Hiller being the French and the GR on the coalition side. Of course, we are from the French Imperial side of the field today. Let's look at the points really fast before this starts. They don't really have points, I guess. I mean, they're pretty set points. But on the Hiller side, you have the Messina 10-pointer. Actually very large. I believe it's a 6-point Dorsena, sorry. A lot of Messina, actually. I think there's 3 Messinas and 1 Dorsen. On the other side, it's going to be 3 Wellingtons... 4 Wellingtons, I guess, technically. Like I said, it's different, guys. Uh-oh. Already artillery sniping the 8-pounders. Getting one of them. That is a huge loss here. You can see this artillery set up by the British. You see what I mean about the weather? It's all cloudy. Well, they're firing. This is definitely a defense attack map. However, on this far left side, things are definitely kicking off here already between the British and French / Portuguese. The British, Portuguese versus the French. Looks like the British are prepared to actually defend the left flank here. Not gonna back off, at least not very quickly. This will be an even match now. If the French can punch through this left side, that will be a huge benefit for the attack in the center. But man, there's a lot of British here. And both sides are closing in quite quickly. Look at that. The coalition getting the first volleys off. Seen a lot of Portuguese for sure. But it kind of looks like the French are a little outnumbered. We have some cavalry maybe inching around, going for some hussars. You have to watch out for that. Looks like they're both going to take that fight, but there's infantry support. Portuguese cavalry. Artillery going to be setting up more cavalry. Chasseur Cheval now setting up as well. The British pulling back just a little bit, but oh my gosh, that's a lot of reserves. Oh, that's going to go terribly. Those dragoons ran right into the face of some Portuguese infantry here. I don't know if I like how this fight's going for the French, man. They are outnumbered heavily. Already taking some losses. The artillery actually finally getting shots off, but you gotta watch out. You're gonna get outflanked almost immediately. Now we'll see what the French plans are in the center. They're swinging troops towards the town, massing up, pulling from the left and going straight here. Well, actually not totally. They're going for a hard left flank as well in the center. Gonna have a small concentration maybe. We'll have to keep an eye on that. The British actually being the aggressors here on the left side. Inching forward, I think they know they can crush this French flank if they push hard enough. This artillery, it's on a bad slope. If they shoot here to the right, they could definitely get something, but this hill's in the way. Yeah, that's a terrible spot for the artillery. But let's check here. Let's see what's happening. We have the British and French clashing in the small grove of trees. Skirmishers just absolutely everywhere.
Sir, our general is under attack.
I mean, honestly, the coalition are meeting the French everywhere. They are prepared for, I mean, you got to keep in mind the scenario. That's just kind of how it is, I guess, but... Reinforcements actually shifting over here from the center, but we do have cavalry charging in. Uh-oh. Looks like he's trying to focus down as the British try closing this gap here on the right. Yeah, that's a massive artillery. France actually may have to fall back across the river. Hopefully, yep, he's getting that artillery out of there. He's going to fall. Looks like the British are going to push now. They realize the French are probably preparing to retreat across the river. They're getting pressured quite heavily here. Sacrificial line infantry, maybe. Gonna check back over here where France is just getting shredded. Well, they're still pushing here on the left. They haven't really engaged with the entirety of their corps yet. I hate having to hop back and forth, but I feel like this fight is in the balance still. Chasseurs Cheval versus some Portuguese cavalry. That was really close. Here we go, the British actually bayonet charging here. Let's see if they catch them coming across the river. The river is going to slow them down. Look at this, the coalition running. And hopefully there's some sort of rear guard action. I think the French managed to get away, but we'll see at what price they'll pay for it. Oh man, British are really going for it. I don't know, if I was the British, I would not commit to this offensive formation. I would just sit here and start shooting again. You can win this, but right now you're charging against a lot of infantry and they're already going to lose one. And they broke one or two units. They've already won a little bit. Artillery, they'll set up in a beautiful position now. They're going to have to deal with this. And the French just have to hold out a little bit longer. Obviously, Massena, you know, they're all Massena I get, but, you know, infantry are pushing over to reinforce here. The left flank definitely looking a lot more promising for the French. Absolutely, they're getting a nice flank. The British are heavily outnumbered here. This bodes well for them, I'd say. A lot of cavalry massed up here. More infantry can start pushing in. We'll try to keep an eye on this, but you see the British are starting to pull back. This fight, definitely far side, but very crucial, I think, to the future of this battle. The French are in the tree line. Hopefully that's going to help them out a little bit. The British are trying to get across this right flank here. We'll see if the French can stop this. Cavalry gonna flank them and then I don't know. That doesn't look too promising, actually. The French are holding out quite well, actually. Look at this. There's wavering and breaking, of course, from the British. Now their artillery is gonna start firing as well. Reinforcements almost there. The 6-pointer pushing over as well, so pretty soon I think things will shift back in the French favor. Here, I mean, France is definitely pushed back the British, but they have paid in blood for every advance that they make. The British aren't going anywhere anytime soon. They probably don't want to give up the LOC either. But man, there's a nasty left flank going. I don't think the British have very much. I mean, the center guys, you can see just diversionary tactics. Everything else is just shifting here. I think they really like this left side. They're probably going to push, and then of course the right side has to hold. And if they can push back the British and break them here, that would be huge. Now I'm assuming they pulled back because they started seeing reinforcements showing up, and they have no idea if this is a whole corps or if this is just a portion of a corps. LOC taken. All right. All right, so we're having disengagement. Let's see if the French decide to push. But now the real action is happening over here.
Our men are running, sir.
Now the French preparing. Have a nice reserve line. And even more pushing up. Plus the artillery, plus the cavalry. The British have to worry about that flank here as the French can keep pressuring the front. Like I said, this is some heavy losses here.
Our men are running, sir.
Looks like these reinforcements are now going to shift across. Maybe they can actually go for a flank here, punch to the center. I imagine the British have shifted a lot over to the left-hand side to defend against the very obvious strong push. So the center may actually be weak. The French can take advantage of that, punch to the center. We'll see if the coalition managed to keep that side, the center reinforced. But as of right now, they have a lot on the flank. Or I shouldn't say that. They have a lot probably moving to the flank. And look at this, more French advancing. This is a large force that's going to try to probably, maybe they're going to try to cut off a large portion of the British line, maybe. Swing around here, try to encircle. Very interested to see which push is going to be the fatal one.
Our men are running, sir.
Got the light. Oh, do we have cavalry engaging here? Yes, we do. Some chefs de cheval break. But both sides. Oh, wow. Look at this reserve. Just waiting. Just absolutely waiting to be thrown in. A lot of cavalry as well. So the British have definitely finally been outed. They have a lot waiting in reserve. France can then do what they want with that. So the British are still preparing their counterattack, I'd expect. Over here, it looks like the British in full retreat. Or maybe just pulling back. They're going to try to defend their side of the river instead. But that does leave Fuentes open for an attack from the far flank. And you can see already we have a contingent of French troops pushing across here, unopposed. And in fact, the British seem to be pulling entirely back here on the left. And they look like they may be committing the reserves. Maybe they have to. I mean, they need something to stop this.
Fallen to the enemy.
They're getting pushed back just consistently. Even in the town, looks like they're pulling back. The French may actually try pushing in and taking advantage of the retreating happening everywhere. We do have troops trying to centralize, and this right flank is almost into the center. Now, are the French getting drawn into a trap? That is the question. All right, we are back. It crashed, of course. Like, you know, why wouldn't it? No, I was kidding. All right. Yeah, well, I think I was just talking about how this could potentially be them suckering them into a trap. I guess we'll see. And also going to be that they're actually retreating because they are getting totally pressured on every portion of their line, plus the advance into the town itself. You know, it's not going to be a very exciting thing to be dealing with. I think they're trying to reform their lines right now. No, I think they have a lot more reserves. They have not committed yet, obviously. One's just sitting back here, but they will commit them. They will. They got the cavalry and everything else, but over here, things are definitely getting higher pressure. The cavalry, chasseur cheval,
Our men are running first.
harassing infantry here and there. The question is, where are the British going to make their stand? You have British forming up here on the left. The British have pulled across the river. They're probably going to reform here, maybe draw a defensive line around this church into the town itself. But either way, things are looking a little rough for them. The French definitely a little more triumphant. Things are looking up for them. They're gonna chase down some more infantry here. The British still in full retreat here. Let's see if they can get a defensive line formed up. They gotta staunch the bleeding that's being caused by the constant needing to pull back. Artillery just absolutely destroying their flank here. And it's probably going to keep creeping around, getting nice flanking shots off. Oh, the Legion actually break. Still, they have this defensive wall. They're able to kind of reform up here. The French have been pushing consistently for quite some time. Let's see if they have what it takes to yet again hit. But you can see it's starting to be a flank on both sides here. The French are going for kind of an encirclement, half encirclement at least, and then potentially with the far right side maybe pushing in. But you have fresh troops from the French pushing in. You have the British waiting behind a stone wall.
The men are fatigued.
It's an excellent defensive position. Let's see how France assaults this. And right now they have that forward momentum. This is going to be their time. Their time to shine. I have a feeling the British are probably going to try to make this a defensive position. A lot of French units here. Look at that. Just line upon line of them. Oh, cavalry going for the artillery pieces, and they do lose him. Over here on the left, the French now really pressuring here. Artillery gonna get sniped by some Mamelukes. That's some of the best of the British line here in the town. You have Highlanders. And now they're going for an attack on the rear. Oh, they break, but still. Things are getting a little close here. The French have arranged themselves around this stone wall. Let's see how well the British can hold it. They are outnumbered here. Got this ring of fire. Watch out for them Highlanders. I'm actually, speaking of the Highlander stuff, I'm learning the bagpipes, or going to be starting to learn the bagpipes. Kind of excited about it for the fire department I work with. So we can do like honor guard stuff with it. I'm excited, you know? Excited to learn an instrument like that. I play a lot of instruments over the years, but man, the bagpipes look like fun. Just you know, that's a sidetrack technically. But here we go. The French are pushing here. Oh, the British cannot hold this. They do not have the manpower at all. France is just using brute force right now. They just have the numbers. And they keep bullying the British backwards constantly. Honestly, that whole British line on the left, they really are needed over here. Things are not looking good for them at all. I bet this is a guard unit. It's like tow rows or something, I bet. Over here, you got the Highlanders and maybe some more guard. Some tow rows, maybe. Holding. They will definitely hold for quite some time. Eventually, they will probably lose against the numbers the French have. They're getting driven out of this, what I would assume be the graveyard. Yeah, the line is slowly weakening minute by minute for the French, or for the British, sorry. The French are just slowly pushing forward, just ever so slowly. The British have to do something drastic here. They have to do something. It looks like they're committing fresh units to the forward lines. Oh, more cavalry harassing. Man. The French are so close right here. They are so close. Of course, they're almost able to meet around here and totally encircle this army. Where is the British on the right? Oh! The Highlanders go for the bayonet. There we go. This could be an amazing upset. Of course, there's plenty of fresh French troops that are going to throw themselves into this. I don't know how well this is going to go for this Highlander unit. But it looks like maybe they're committing to several melees. Maybe they're inching forward troops to get some volleys off. The French are going to shoot directly point blank into this Highlander regiment as they're engaging with the French. Some skirmishers, some volunteers tying up this British line. The French actually wavering here. Oh, the point blank volleys, plus now cavalry getting in there. It does break those Highlanders. unfortunately. This cavalry for the French could, I mean, for the British could really be used, I feel like, right here where all this melee is happening, running for some flanks. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Let's see. No squares can be formed. Let's see what they do. Oh, a beautiful charge. Now, the reserves for France can now deploy. They have reserves. They can't afford to use them. And squares do form in the back lines here. But still, this is slowing down this French advance here in the town. You do have another push here by the town, though. Here we go. Fresh reinforcements arriving. But it looks like the British are going to try, or the French are going to try to cut them off. Man, those forces could really have been used over here. The British have been heavily outnumbered this entire time on this flank. And the line is slowly caving in. There's not a whole lot of places for them to really retreat to. The French actually have gotten thrown back over here. More cavalry pouring in. Maybe they're going to try to throw more and more at this French force right here. The French just got to delay the British line. Look at this. They're getting a wicked flank here. They got to seal the deal here quickly. Oh man, they're actually taking some heavy losses here. They got a nice flank on the British though. Over here, it's a very small defense. Very depleted. The British will be here. The French just gotta race them. If the French can make it there before the British reinforcements arrive, they will win this battle. But here they go. The final assault has begun. Sorry guys, I think I lost my mic somehow. I was talking and waving my mouse around. It didn't even look cool at all. But we are back with the final assault as I was talking about. The French really making that push. The British not backing down. They have the Highlanders now committing themselves to the fight. The final reserves for France in the back, just waiting to make their push. Of course, you have, you know, the French on this side as well, probably feeling the pressure, especially with the French or British army pushing on their flank. That's not a good charge at all. That wall is really going to interfere with any real melee here. This pathfinding with all of these walls, definitely going to be the reason why the British have chosen this as their final stand.
The men are fatigued, sir, and must rest a while.
Man, the roar of muskets, guys, is getting insane here. Now you look at this breakthrough starting to form. The British getting desperate here. They know they have to make this a cavalry charge as well. Got some dragoons pushing in. The British throwing their light cavalry, their light dragoons into this, as well as some of their horse guards.
Our men are running first.
But they're really pressing this attack on several fronts now. At the same time, you see the French have definitely lost that little wall they had between themselves and the British. And the British now are starting to funnel forces forward. We may see some cavalry from France trying to slow down this basically rescuing force, pushing it to reinforce all along the line. You see the British definitely in some trouble here. Their lines are almost entirely depleted.
We have killed their general, sir. No!
Ooh, a general goes down. Looks like a cavalry. Wow. One dragoon is maybe gonna rout 3 British units. Oh my gosh, no. Oh, that just sealed it. The cavalry just absolutely stuffed that reserve force and sent them running. And that may have been the last hope that the British had.
Our men are
And I
running.
think now you can start to see the British line breaking at several points. They have been pushed to the extreme. But things are starting to collapse in very quickly. And I think this is going to actually be a win for the French.
Our men are running, sir.
I think Hitler's going to take this. What a last stand. I mean, there is a British force way back here by the LOC, but if we look, I mean, they have the map. The British do not have enough LOCs to really make this work at this point. Losing out on multiple lines of communication here. They do have this leading out, but that's still 1 and 2 points. Am I seeing this correctly? There is a British force pushing down to cut off the 4-pointer. That counts, I guess. That counts if they make it to there. But I think that's about it. I mean, like I said, we'll have probably a last stand being made across the river. I can't imagine the British or the French will actually try to chase this. Yeah, I think they will take the win of the majority of the field and probably stay back away from this. I mean, they don't even need this 4-pointer. They have the 2-pointer, 1-pointer, another 2-pointer, another 4-pointer here. So what I may do, guys, if they don't attack, which I think they actually maybe are going to form up to attack, but if they don't attack, then I will skip to the end so we can look at the results of this battle. I mean, if we do see a push, then obviously I won't be skipping ahead. So guess we'll see in a second. Yeah, it's such a small artillery and infantry skirmishers. I don't think they're gonna take that. I don't think this is going to go the British's way at all. I mean, I'm definitely seeing them pushing, I think, on the British. I think we may see a last stand, at least in this area. Doesn't mean we'll have one in any other area, but definitely in this one specific spot. We're gonna see some cavalry flanking around. So they're gonna definitely push in. And there we go. Squares get formed.
Our men are running for.
Going for a melee here. Trying to absolutely overwhelm the last of the British. The remnants. Look at this horse artillery getting chased down. These guys like, now we want to go back to England. And they're not gonna make it. Unfortunately, they're getting chased. I mean, it's turning into a bloodbath here. There's a square getting formed, but yeah.
Our men are running, sir.
Oh, they did take it. Look at that. Snuck around and took it with some extra British forces. But like I said, guys, not enough. It ain't gonna be enough even if they held onto this LOC for the rest of the game. Hit the fast forward button. I don't know if they're even going in for the LSC or not, if we're just gonna see. I mean, yes, I'm a little bit bored when it comes to, you know, the little minute details of a final stand. You know, sue me. I don't know. Yes. That is at a certain point, I'm like, okay, it's kind of over. It's kind of boring. As far as last stands go.
The men are fatigued, sir.
I think they could trigger just a mass route here and just take this LOC, and that'll be it. Now, surprisingly, this two-pointer is still held in Fuentes, but there's just so many troops in a row. This British line infantry, he won't survive. How many more is this? 5, 6? No, 5 more lines. There's no way. They're just going to take turns. This guy's going to get exhausted, slowly lose men. It's not going to matter. And they have lines of exit. They control this. So, once they take this one, I'm just probably going to end it. Because it's very obviously... I mean, I could end it here, technically, I guess, right? I mean... Yeah. Let's just skip to the end. Alright, guys, well... It was, no surprise there, a French victory. The Hiller clan takes it against the GR. You can see here the results here. Some insane kills, especially by Met with 3307. Most killed out of anyone on the field. I'm not sure which one they're playing because obviously it was three Massenas and one Dorsena. But yeah, you have Rambo, he had 1287, Jirka with 834, and then I believe Colt was the 6-pointer, or the Cav Corps, with 174 kills. I mean, I guess he supported as the cavalry should. Other side, Sim, he was 1614. You have Knight of Shoegaze, 1257. Joke Dull with 599, and Duke Bob Ross with 1200 flat. So some good kills on both sides. Definitely an interesting fight. I really thought the British were going to break through. I really thought it was going to be this epic last-minute save by the British, and it ended up not working out. That Cav charging in smacked them around and cut off any last hope that the British may have had. But it's still a very good game, and you don't see scenarios very often, so it's kind of cool to see. But anyway, guys, that'll be it for me today. Thank you all so much for joining me. Hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, you guys stay safe, have a great rest of your day, and I will catch you all in another video.